So how do you get that? And I'm thinking, before you answer, about the women of Liberia, for example, who coalesced and became a force to be reckoned with. And there are other examples globally, particularly with women of color who are doing this. Are you able to begin to do that in Haiti, and how is it going?
Yes, we have to learn a lot. We have to learn from women from Rwanda. They have been able to recover after a genocide, from Liberia, from Benin. And that's why now we are, getting prepared for next elections to run some seats in Congress and also for municipal election. Because we really think that, the rebuilding of Haiti has to go through decentralization. As I said, 80% of the economy was in Port-au-Prince. It's a disaster. So you need to develop the country to have a local economic development approach around specific value chains like foods, tourism, craft, where we can be competitive.
But the men who run the government don't want that? Is that the situation?
I don't think that they want that. I think that they don't want it. I think that women now have to realize that they have to be central. They have to be the one rebuilding the country. And there is quite few group of young women, emerging leaders that are going to run. For the moment, our organization, Farmer Democracy, we are supporting 50 women candidates for Congress. It's 90 seats, so if we can have 20 seats, we will be able to make a difference.
Do the women vote? Do they vote there?
The women vote, but they don't vote, they don't vote for women sometimes. So it's a real challenge. We have to convince a woman and men to vote for women, for qualified women.
Now, you're part of an organization, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, called Vital Voices?
Yes.
And what does that organization do?
We promote women leadership in human rights, entrepreneurship, and political participation.
Now, is there involvement from women, let's say here in the United States or from other Caribbean nations who are lending support financially, politically, socially, otherwise?
Yes. Through Vital Voices, we have some strong women from the corporate America, with political background, that are supporting our efforts in Haiti in terms of mentoring, coaching, training, and we have, let's say, a very horizontal relationship where they also learn from us and we move together forward. And now we are working because Vital Voices is not a relief organization, but now we are working on a reconstruction program to empower women so that they can be key in this rebuilding process.
This is Talk of the Nation. I'm Tony Cox. Join the conversation by calling us at 800-989-8255. Our email address is talk@npr.org. We are talking about the women of Haiti who are trying to improve their lot. Our guest is Danielle Saint Lot. How did you get to become the first female member of the Haitian government? And this was some years back.
Yes, it was 3 years ago. First, I start my professional life in the public sector at the Ministry of Commerce, more than almost 30 years ago. And I left the public sector after 10 years to join the private sector, NGO sector. So when we had this interim government in 2004, the Prime Minister and the President, they asked me to join the government. And I was, really happy, really pleased to serve. It was an interim government, and I think it was my participation to the...
I'm going to go to a call in a minute. I have a follow-up question to that. And when you first took office, how were you treated by your colleagues?
It was at cabinet level. I don't think it was really a problem. But in the ministry, where I used to work years ago, at the beginning, it was quite difficult for my male old colleague to have me as a minister. It was quite difficult, but after 6 months, everything was going on.
All right, let's take a call. We have Rosemary joining us from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Rosemary, welcome to Talk of the Nation.
Hi, it's Rosemary. Thanks for joining me, letting me join you.
You're welcome. Your question?
I'm associated with a 4-year baccalaureate School of Nursing in Léogâne, Haiti. This School of Nursing was founded 5 years ago, and it survived the earthquake, although it was close to the epicenter. And those young women who were student nurses, under the leadership of their Haitian American dean, and we also have young men in this school of nursing, responded to the earthquake and saved lives. Indeed, they became the health infrastructure of the city of Leogane. When we look at the young students in this school, we see them very much as the future of Haiti and leadership. So I was wondering if your guests would comment on higher education and for Haiti and the preparation of people to assume leadership positions in the recovery of Haiti.
Thanks for the call, Rosemarie. What about that?
Yes, I had the pleasure to meet the dean of this school, and it's a great school and did a great work after the earthquake. And, you know, we have to face the education problem in Haiti at all levels, since primary school, pre-K, daycare, to higher education, because education is key. That's the only way that we will be able to rebuild this country. 60% of our population is less than 25 years old. So it's a source, it's an energy, it's a positive, thing. So I think it's really important. And the other thing, most people had moved in Port-au-Prince, leaving the countryside to live in Port-au-Prince that was overcrowded, and that's why we had all this disaster. Because of education, not for economic opportunities. Because it's only in Port-au-Prince that you find good school, that you find university, that you find, higher education school. The school in Leogane, the nursing school, it's really, you don't find it, in all over the country. So that's why I think that it's very important now in the rebuilding process to think about rebuilding the country around, as I said, education and economic opportunity, to have good public school. Because one of the major problems that we have, 98% of our schools, primary, secondary schools, private university, they are private. NGOs or business or, missionary school. We need a very, very good public school.
You're listening to Talk of the Nation from NPR News. One of the things I'd like you to address is this, because when we hear stories about the plight of people in Haiti, men and women, but particularly women, because that's what we are talking about today, one might get the sense that a great majority are living, in poverty, and that there's unemployment, and that there's sickness, and that there's abuse and things of that sort, which may very well be true. But at the same time, is it a situation where you have multiple classes of women in Haiti, upper class, middle class, lower class? And my question is whether or not, if this is true, that the women in the upper classes are reaching down or back, as the case may be, to bring up and to assist the women who are struggling.
You realize in Haiti it's easier for the women that in upper class to join with the women, in the farmers, the craft women, easier than men.
Really?
Especially in business. You see, they do business together, but now you really need to educate both. Women from upper class and lower class, so that they can really modernize the way they deal, the way they do politics, the way they do business, and to be able really to build strong network of businesswomen, of women politicians. And I think, what happened during the earthquake, I don't say that there is no class barrier anymore, but we are all in the same boat. We are all homeless. You can even have your credit card. I take this example. I spent 10 days under a tent in a camp. I had my credit card. I had my money in my pocket. And I was like all the other women on the field. And I think it was for all of us in Haiti a lesson of humility that will help us to rebuild with other perspective, with more humility. Because, class is a big barrier in Haiti. Even the language, you have just a few people that speak French. You have a color barrier. So I think with this earthquake, we have realized that we are all Haitians.
Do you see this, my final question, and I only have a short period for you to respond, do you see this, as bad as the earthquake was, as an opportunity for you to be successful?
It's an opportunity. and we have to seize it. And the moment is right now. And, maybe only God knows why. But this is an opportunity for Haiti Renaissance.
And you're optimistic?
We're going to spend the next 8 nights very, very difficult, maybe as hard as January 12th, but the future is there. Now we can see there is a light because this country was dying.
Thank you so much for dropping by Studio 3A and sharing your story with us. Good luck with it as well.
Yes, and thanks a lot to America.
Danielle St. Lot was Haiti's first female Minister of Commerce and Industry. She is now partner and CEO at Caribbean Business Consulting and joining me, as I said, here in Studio 3A in Washington. Tomorrow, we will look at the new breakthroughs and persistent challenges in the fight against AIDS. Plus, actor Jonah Hill joins us. We hope you will as well. I'm Tony Cox. This is Talk of the Nation from NPR News.